on KSJE 90.9 FM, Farmington. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, here to meet your urgent and emergent medical needs, whether they are COVID-19 related or not. Medical emergencies happen when you least expect them, whether it's a stroke, heart attack, illness, or injury. San Juan Regional Medical Center's caregivers are here to provide care to you and your loved ones. Find out more online at sanjuanregional.com.
"11 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Monday morning, June the 8th. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Micklin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air here in San Juan County, 103.3 FM over the air in Durango, Colorado, and of course, you can listen anywhere from our website, ksje.com. Welcome also to our viewers who are watching the program live. We are streaming video to the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel. We're glad that you're with us this morning, everybody. Coming up this morning, my guest here in the studio, Liesl Dees, is standing by from the San Juan College Community Learning Center. She's going to be talking with me about Kids College this summer, and like all things in 2020, it's a little bit different this year. So we'll be talking about that coming up in the next few moments right here on KSJE. Later on this hour, I'll be checking in with Lewis Campbell from Synergy Computer Systems here in town. He'll be talking technology with me on our Monday Reboot segment today at 8:50 a.m. on KSJE. This morning on our local information program about COVID-19, Megan Cullip will be joining me here in Studio A. This morning we are talking with Dr. Jason Lucas. He is Chief of Staff at San Juan Regional Medical Center. He'll be joining us with an update from the hospital. We'll also be talking to Philip Stewart from Allen Theaters in our focus on local businesses about how they have kind of reinvented themselves during this time. So join us for that coming up this morning live on YouTube and Facebook at 9 a.m. A rebroadcast, of course, every afternoon at 5:06 on KSJE Radio and our website, ksje.com. And also don't forget, you can listen at noon on our partner radio station, KNMI, Vertical Radio 88.9 at noon today. Then, of course, Mick Hess is on the radio at 9, roving with the arts. Today, Mick is playing the first symphonies from the greats of classical music. Take a look. It's Haydn, Mozart, and Beethoven. You'll hear all of their first symphonies today on Roving with the Arts with Mick Hess at 9:06 on KSJE Radio. In addition to Facebook and YouTube, we invite you to follow us on Twitter and on Instagram as well. Another windy day in store for us with sunshine and high gusty winds. Cooler temperatures with a high of 77 today in Farmington. A windy evening with a low of 42. Wind should die down, and cooler temperatures in the forecast for Tuesday with a high of 71 tomorrow and a low of 41. Then sunshine on Wednesday, back up to low 80s and upper 80s on Thursday before another afternoon thunderstorm chance sets up for Friday and Saturday, with highs on Friday near 90 and highs on Saturday near 85 degrees. Well, let me turn to my guest who was here with me this morning. Liesl Dees is here in the studio. How about that? She has gotten into her car and it started and she got here. Liesl, good morning.
Good morning, Scott. This is the first time I've put on work clothes since March 16th.
How about that?
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I think for that.
Yeah, no San Juan College T-shirt.
Right, sweatshirt or what, but that's okay. But it is part of this whole getting back into some reopening. And of course, today the college has started phase one reopening. And so you're back and here on campus, and it's good to see you and actually have you in studio.
Thank you, Scott. And it feels weird to come in to talk about being online, but that's kind of the reality of where we are right now. We're making all these decisions about what we're willing to do, what seems appropriate, what seems safe in people's best interest.
And
so
that was kind of what you were tasked with, right? Is how do you take Kids College, which is a super popular summer program for area children and teens and younger kids and what have you, and convert that into some kind of offering in this strange year that is 2020.
That's exactly right. Our trademark for Kids College is to combine learning and fun. And we've been doing it since 1989. Last summer, we had, well over 1,700 enrollments in Kids College. We've varied 1,700, 1,800, 1,900 the past couple of years. So, somewhere in between 1,500 and 2,000 enrollments every summer. So when you say popular,
it is.
That's what we're doing every summer.
Right.
And this summer, the CDC has very clear guidelines for summer youth programs, and the state of New Mexico has included in their business reopening, again, very clear, detailed guidelines about what summer camps need to look like if they're going to operate this summer. And looking at those guidelines, to try to see how we would do learning and fun with those guidelines was a really tall order. We needed to be prepared to close camp, for example, if anyone tested positive. So you've paid your money, but we're going to have to send you home and refund you if anyone tests positive. We need to have replacement staff, and you could have no more than 5 kids together at a time, and they couldn't change. So you couldn't go from one class to another. You could only be in one group of 5 students with 1 adult, and if you went inside, you needed to be 6 feet apart.
Right.
So I went through our schedule, Scott, and looked at every one of the great classes we had scheduled and thought, okay, what is this going to look like with these guidelines, and didn't feel like we would get our learning and fun combination that we are going for every summer. So the San Juan College Foundation offered to help us to reimagine this, and we've put together 4 weeks of online learning. And I initially thought, well, maybe we don't need to do this because like Farmington Municipal Schools is doing some online learning this summer. And I think a lot of people are tired of online learning. They want to be outside. They want to be doing fun things. Kids want to be with their friends. And listening to colleagues in continuing ed and doing summer youth camps all over the country, what I hear across the country is, this isn't exactly what people really want, but it's kind of the best we can do right now. So we've put together 4 weeks of online learning that we're excited about.
Very cool. And that's why you're here today.
Exactly.
To talk a little bit about this new type of kids college. And so it's going to be offered, and it starts up when? Because normally I know it's kind of all summer long, but this year it's 4 weeks.
That's right. July 6th is the first week, and then running 4 weeks to the end of July.
Okay. All right. And so folks can go online and see what we're talking about this morning. We're going to do the kind of the looking at the website thing together, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And if you've registered for Kids College before, you may say, oh, no, I have to do all those forms, and you all make me come in and do those in person. Well, before COVID this summer, we had put together a online registration that is an Amazon-like experience, easy, convenient. You set up a username and password, you forget it, oh well, you get an email sent to you, just like all the things that you're used to doing online. We had that for registration. So that's where all of our classes are now. And you can find it by going online to sanjuancollege.edu/Kids College with 2 Ks.
That's right.
KIDSKOLLEGE.
And there it is on the screen. We've got it called up right now.
Awesome.
So everybody can take a look and kind of see what we're going with. And so on there, they can then look throughout all the different offerings that you've got set up for these 4 weeks, right?
That's right. And it's not a large number of offerings, but we do think they will be fun. So we've got, in all 4 weeks, we've got our signature Super Summer STEM Camp that we're calling Digital STEM this year.
Right.
And if it were face-to-face, it would be 6 hours of engagement and learning. We've cut it way back, and it is a whopping hour and 50 minutes, and the kids will get a little break in there. But we've got 4 weeks of that. We will have supplies that people will have for that, and we'll be in touch with them. One of the great things about our online registration is it's easy to email folks, that we will be providing information about how you get your supplies for this. And we've designed this to be, we've separated it out to do 6 to 8-year-olds in the morning and then 9 to 11-year-olds in the afternoon. And Scott, let me walk you through this. If you click on the Register Now button.
Like that?
Exactly.
There you go.
There's
right
digital
there
STEM.
There it is right there.
Yep.
In the middle. Gotcha. And then we can see the categories. I don't know if everyone can see it at home, but the 6 to 8, ages 9 to 11, and then, of course, online.
Yes.
So, or browse all of the classes, right?
Exactly. If you hit Browse All, you'll see all the great things we had planned for you. So, that may take you to a little nostalgia of, these are all the kind of things that we wanted to do.
Right.
But if you go back to the online offerings, you'll see what we actually have on there. So we've got the STEM camp for 6 to 8-year-olds in the morning, 9 to 11 in the afternoon. And then at 3 o'clock, we have other offerings, and we picked just a handful of classes of instructors who were willing to teach online and had some experience teaching online. A lot of our public school teachers teach for us during Kids College, so they all got a lot of fast experience. And when I emailed them all, I said, some of you have learned this medium and are comfortable and wouldn't mind doing a few more weeks of it, and some of you are probably ready to be done, but we're excited that some of our teachers have, and we've got a mix of a few things that have been long-time popular kind of classes for Kids College, like our Become a Jedi.
And I'm going to scroll down and take a look. I kind of made it a little bit larger there on the screen, so maybe more folks can be able to read it, but there's Become a Jedi right there.
So our instructor on Become a Jedi, Chris Chrisman, who's a teacher in Bloomfield, again, he scratched his head and said, well, I can't do, actual lightsaber battles, but, there are things that we can do that are have been popular. And what I hear from colleagues across the nation about digital learning with kids in this summer camp kind of format is that it's the social interactions that people are so hungry for, and that kids love seeing their friends, making some new friends online. And so being aware of that dynamic.
Well, if you're going to become a Jedi, Liesl, Dees, really, I mean, you've got to use the Force. And if you think about it, the Force is kind of an online, omnipresent thing anyway, right?
There you go, Scott.
Okay. So I think, you're on the right track. What can I tell you? And I'm looking at the price, too. And I think that's worth noting that, again, you mentioned the foundation has been very helpful. And the prices for these are $19.
Exactly. So thank you to the generosity of the San Juan College Foundation. All of our summer online offerings are $19. So we are very pleased.
I think that's a pretty good deal. I don't know.
I think it's an amazing opportunity.
So folks can sign up. But again, these sessions will start, and they're limited, I guess, aren't they? Even though they're online, are they somewhat limited as to how many kids could sign up? So there's a chance of it filling up?
We think so. And when we get to that point, we may be scratching our head a little bit, just as we do in face-to-face classes, honestly. There are always logistics of supplies, for example, and so that's why we have those caps on the classes, and also wanting classes to be successful, of wanting to have a manageable amount of students online. And we do plan to have, for our STEM classes, for example, 2 teachers in the digital classroom so that, communication is appropriate. And if there are needs that come up, there's another adult there kind of ready to help out and engage.
Very good. I'm looking at the digital STEM, explosions and messes, sweet and salty science.
Exactly.
All right.
One of the fun things I get to see is the supply lists for all of these classes. And you scratch your head and say, what are you doing? What are you doing with the popcorn kernels?
Right.
But we've designed these to be things that kids don't need a parent there. Because we don't want any mishaps in people's houses.
Right.
We can also envision that if you have multiple kids, that, maybe you do want to sign, your 6-year-old up in the morning and your 11-year-old in the afternoon, but maybe they are both at the computer together and doing this, and that is perfectly fine. We would love that. We would love to reach more kids.
Very cool.
That way.
Okay. So as we scroll through, we can point out a couple other offerings, right? There's a new You're the Star class.
Exactly. That's a writing and drawing kind of class, and really a story making class, and how to create a story. And our writing classes are usually well received. We thought this was a good, again, combination of learning and fun. You know, that you get to be creative. It lends itself well to being at the computer. Something kind of fun.
It's so sneaky the way you do that with learning and fun.
That's our
combine it together.
That's our mission.
That's
here.
right.
We've got a digital crafts class.
Okay.
That I think will be a fun. We had a hand sewing class, a duct tape design class, and a jewelry class, and we kind of rolled them all into one here, and just doing crafts online. And, again, some of these things like crafts may be something that, you go on Pinterest and you find. But I think what you'll find in doing this class and having your child do this class is a community and some engagement with other people, something a little bit different. You get to show off your work. You get to get some new ideas, and you get a little guidance and help along the way.
Very true. There it is on the screen right now. We're talking with Liesl Dees from the San Juan College Community Learning Center. For those of you listening of the radio audience this morning, we're at Kids College website, which is sanjuancollege.edu/Kids College with 2 Ks, and that's how we're seeing all these classes that are being offered online this year as part of Kids College beginning about July the 6th.
Yes.
And they'll run for 4 weeks.
That's exactly right. So 3 classes every week on those. And Scott, there are 2 other things that we're doing that I want to mention. One you won't find on our website, but if this interests you, I would encourage you to call our number, and I'll give that at the end. It is our BHP Billiton Youth Camp. BHP Billiton gave a very generous donation to San Juan College, and they were very specific about what they wanted to do with that. They wanted to give kids who might not consider going to college a taste of college and just a little sneak peek of some of the exciting things that we offer on the San Juan College campus. Elaine Benally, who has been our director of San Juan College West for many years, has taken the lead on this camp and has connected with the west end of our county and has reached out to schools over the years and really recruited a lot of kids for this camp. And it's been free for a number of years. And I think we're on like 6 or 7 years on that camp. And Scott, I think you've done some things with them, haven't you?
We've helped, I know, yes. We've been glad to try to help with some of that, so yes.
And that's been very popular. So that is going online as well. And Elaine has arranged for 2 days in June 23rd and June 25th. It is for 6th and 7th graders. So we are reaching out to the students whose families have been involved with that in the past. And Elaine sent out one email and had 12 students interested.
Right.
So
okay.
Very excited by the quick and fast response on that.
There you go. And this was set up by BHP when they were here to continue kind of to help out the students as with this program.
Exactly. It was the legacy that they wanted to leave to our community. And again, they were very specific about what they wanted this camp to do. And
very
so
good.
Making sure that we are giving a taste of college for students. And it's a little different taste this time, but we're excited by being able to offer some things to our community.
Very good. A lot of thinking outside the box these last few weeks in your office, I know.
Exactly.
To make these things happen. And you've also partnered with another organization, right, to offer some other online summer offerings for kids, and these are a little bit different than the kids' college classes we've been talking about.
They are, and you'll see on the website that our registration is a little bit different for these. The company that we're working with is called Black Rocket, and we've been partnering with them again for about 6 to 7 years. So if you go to our website and click on the Register Now online for Black Rocket classes.
Right there, like that.
Yep.
See?
Black Rocket.
I take directions so well.
You click beautifully, Scott.
Thank you.
And Black Rocket is a technology company and a youth technology company. They are primarily former educators, former teachers who love technology and want to expose kids to technology in fun, safe, age-appropriate ways. They are based in New Jersey, and they were hit kind of early on and really hard.
Right.
And I think when some of the rest of us were still scratching our heads and just getting sent home, they were saying we're not going to be having any face-to-face classes this summer. And they kind of instantly went with a lot of online offerings and really ramped up how they are doing this. And I've been really impressed with their classes and the kind of experience that they want to give students. They had a great story early on of a young woman who found that this was the highlight of her day. And you may say, well, kids can play video games anywhere. I don't need to pay extra for that. But these are really designed with an educational purpose in mind. And there's a lot of different classes in there. And Scott, if you pull back up the screen then scroll down. So we've got design, and you need to click in, and this is good to tell our radio audience too. Make it a little confusing because it's embedded as a website. You click along the side and find the bar there. You might have to click on the website, but because you kind of go, and do you see the little, there's a bouncing yellow arrow there. There you go.
Found
so
it.
You've got a 3D game design, a code breakers class, more coding classes.
And these are ages, 8 to 14?
Most of them are 8 to 14.
8 to 11 or 11 to 14, that break out that way.
Yep. And so our students will be with students all across the country doing these classes, experienced educators in the classroom who work for Black Rocket.
Right.
But a lot of different cool technology topics here.
I'm looking at some of these things. And of course, for kids that are interested in or that are playing video games to maybe learn how to code their own video game or kind of what's it all about, I would think that these skills are also transferable maybe to school in the fall or careers down the road. Who knows, right?
Exactly. This is the behind the scenes kind of piece. This is not just going and playing Minecraft. This is how do you code? How do you mod is the term they use in Minecraft. How do you create?
You're so hip and with it, Liesl Dees,
Hardly.
using these terms.
The old lady version of
No, not at all.
of those. But they have a lot of behind the scenes things, and they have always taken a philosophy of just being cautious about violence in games and making sure that things are age appropriate.
That's
for
good
kids.
for parents to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you won't find shoot 'em up kind of games here. You'll find some things that are styled on that, but you won't find rampant violence.
Good to know.
In these games.
And the prices here are a little bit different than the ones you're offering through Kids College, right?
That's exactly right. So you'll find things for $149. And I think if you go shopping online and look at other similar kind of programs, you'll find this very competitive. And we actually offer these kind of at the lowest price that we can with Black Rocket. If you went looking at other institutions across the country, you'd find them with a higher dollar price on it. I see things coming in as ads on my Facebook feed for other similar camps that have a higher price tag on it.
But I'm seeing that these are maybe multi-day, so maybe 4-day long classes, right?
Exactly. They are broken down for a week for 3 hours at a
Got it.
At a time.
Okay.
I think We have offered many of these classes in a face-to-face setting, and what we have found in doing them in that kind of setting is that it's a combination of kids actually doing the behind-the-scenes things, and they get a little time to play in the class.
Sure.
That's part of what's engaging, but they're creating the coding, they're creating the game itself, and then they're playing what they've created.
Right, which is cool.
Which is very cool.
I think that's very cool. And I'm seeing a lot of names that I'm familiar with, even me as an old fogey, to see like Pokemon and Minecraft. And I know some of these things are pretty popular these days with a lot of folks. So,
Exactly.
So that's great.
And some things, Scott, like you were saying with career things in mind, Python programming, that's a very popular program. Roblox is another game that is a popular piece right now. And the Black Rocket folks, they really keep their pulse on what is trending, what is popular. This next one you're showing is a Rocket Kart Racers that's based on a Mario Kart type of game.
Right.
And, again,
in
it's
a
the backside.
non-copyright infringing way.
Exactly.
Nintendo.
Exactly.
That's right. But there you go. But so whatever game your kid plays a lot, they could probably find something similar through this catalog, right?
That's exactly
to
right.
sign up for, whether it's a Minecraft type game or a Pokemon type game or a Rocket Kart Racer type game, whatever it may be.
Exactly. So if you're looking to elevate that video game experience, here's a great way to do it, to take it to another level.
Right. And again, they're all age appropriate. They're listed right there on the website to know what you're signing up for. Again, 11 to 14 or 8 to 11. And this is one thing that's being offered. And I would think that since this is more of a nationwide thing, there's a lot of maybe multiples or no chance of it maybe selling out or filling up.
Exactly. They are adding
quickly.
staff.
Yeah.
For example, and being very responsive about that. They
Good.
don't expect to cancel any of these because they're drawing from kids all over the country on this. And a lot of programs like ours that had planned face-to-face classes with them, but we're adapting.
But you are doing that. That's true. And so again, and you've used these folks before, and you're very confident and happy with what they offer to the public.
They have a high customer service. They want kids to go away amazed at having the best camp experience ever, that they want kids to really walk away feeling they have created something, that they feel empowered and enthusiastic about their experiences.
Very good.
We feel like we're in good hands in working with Black Rocket.
We could be creating some future computer programmers of tomorrow this summer.
That's exactly right.
See? So there you go. So again, you can find all this by going to sanjuancollege.edu/kidscollege with 2 Ks, and that's what gets you to this site as you click around and register.
Exactly. And if you get to our site, you'll find our phone number, but let me give it for the radio audience as well. It's 505-566-3214, and we have dedicated staff working from home who will be happy to answer your questions and help you over the phone.
There you go. But the phones are working, and they can answer when they come in. They ring at the house. And
they ring on their cell phones.
It's amazing, right, how that all works, but it does.
Exactly. And if you do get a voicemail, we're monitoring that and responding quickly, so please leave us a message.
Very good. And again, it is a little different kids college this year, but that is kind of where we are, everybody. But it's, again, you can register all online, but you can also pick up the phone and call if you have a question or want more details of something that I didn't ask Liesl about this morning.
That's exactly right. Something that I didn't think to say on the website, we'll answer a question. We're kind of making this up. I feel like we built a whole schedule to be face-to-face, and we had gone live with registration on Friday, and then on Monday, we all went home.
Yeah.
And the schedules sat on the loading dock for the college, and they will never be used because we're not running that.
This is back in March you're talking about.
This is back in March.
Yeah, that you had all this planned out, and then all of a sudden, life happened.
We had 170 classes planned, and things changed.
They did.
We adapt.
That's right. And I'm going to have you back to talk a little bit about fall, because I know that is the next area that you're talking about and thinking about for your continuing education classes and credit classes and things like that we always talk about, the Community Learning Center and Encore classes, and I know that's an ongoing conversation too.
That's exactly right. Just like we've done for kids, we have looked at what we are offering for adults. And I know, Scott, just like with kids, this is not people's first choice. I'm not dying to take maybe a few people are excited to take an online class, but I have been amazed at our instructors. Sometimes they may have told me no to online learning back in April, but by June, you know,
take a second look at it.
Exactly. We've all done a lot more things using Zoom, which is what we're using for these classes, and we've all gotten a lot more comfortable with that. So we've got a lot of classes online, a lot of exercise classes, things like writing classes, and a lot of computer classes to try to help people with their skills to get more comfortable using technology.
Very good. Well, we'll have you back. So
thank you.
You'll have to put on work clothes again.
I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Liesl, always great to actually see you and have you here in the studio. It's physically distant, though. You're at the other end of the table.
I'm way at the other end of the studio.
I just want everyone to know. Yeah.
I have to keep looking between you and the camera.
I know, and the microphone stands and everything else in our way, but it looks great on the video. So that's all I can tell you. But good to see you. Stay well, and thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate what you do.
You're welcome. Liesl Dees from the Community Learning Center here at San Juan College, my guest here on KSJE. And I'll be back with more in just a moment, everyone. The time coming up now on 8:41.
From Black Planet to Black Twitter, the evolution of Black voices